If you want to make money, let's figure something else out. And, I hate it.
Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
who do you got?
You guys need to fight guys your fucking same size.
When you see this fight, do you see like Tank just having his way with Jake? Like given like no?
No, I'm gonna tell you this is what I tell Tank, and Tank said it in the interview. I said, Tank, y'all go in there doing y'all thing, woo. And I said, he ain't giving you nothing.
Dana White didn't hesitate to share his thoughts on the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight, calling the whole thing ridiculous. He criticized the idea of Paul going up against a fighter of Davis's level, describing the setup as strange and unbalanced. White made it clear that the rules gave Paul an unfair edge, turning what should be a real fight into more of a show than a serious competition.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird.
Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves.
Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves.
Baby glove.
This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach.
Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake.
Exhibition though, can he win?
Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges.
So he can actually still win and knock him out.
But here's the trick. It's body punches only.
And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall?
At Jake Paul's belly.
Oof.
So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved.
But Jake Paul for the win.
The official rules for the Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis bout have been confirmed. It will be an exhibition match, meaning the result won't count toward either fighter's record. The fight will last 10 rounds of 3 minutes each, with both men weighing in at no more than 195 pounds. They'll wear 12-ounce gloves, which are heavier than usual at this level. 3 licensed judges will score the fight, and if it goes the full distance, a winner will still be announced.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor, because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves. Sitting ringside will be 3 commission-approved world-class professional judges that will score every round to ensure there's a decisive outcome for the fight if it goes the distance. And both men are enrolled in the highest level of testing with USADA. So Tank, Jake, thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving boxing another massive moment, headlined by yourselves, featuring multiple world title fights.
Many in the boxing world are voicing concerns about the glove setup for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Since Davis is moving up far beyond his usual weight class to face a much larger opponent, his trainer Calvin Ford pointed out that the gloves could play a big role. Both fighters are expected to wear 12-ounce gloves, which are significantly heavier than the 8-ounce gloves.
Actually, when I heard about the fight, they called me and said, what you thought about the fight? I said, the fight doable. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Tank for years, and I watched other young men in gyms, you know, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fights. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, you know, he's going to fight a guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there, because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers, They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. What, you know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know? So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight, you know?
The weight, how's that going to work out? Like,
Well, they got him at 190, 195. I thought it was going to be 190. So they gave him 5. So again, they keep giving, you know? I ain't worrying about the weight, you know what I'm saying? We got to deal with it. We taking the fight. We signed the contract. We're going to make it do what it do, you know?
how much do you think he's going to weigh, like, the night of the fight? Like, yeah, and both. Like, is there anything in place where, like, Jake can't weigh more than, like...
Based on how he handled himself through camp. Camp is the most important thing because if you have a good camp, you're going to have a great fight. So my thing is just making sure the camp is good. We doing all the necessary things, dealing with the weight, the gloves and all that stuff, you know?
Ford believes the rule should be adjusted so Davis can wear his usual 8-ounce gloves while Paul, being the naturally bigger fighter, uses 10-ounce ones. He argues that this change would make things fairer and give both sides a more balanced chance in the ring.
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where the 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he giving up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
so what do you want? 10 ounce, 8 ounce? What do we
Well,
want?
if he the one said that, I'm gonna go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No,
and
it's
I
not.
On God, perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10 ounces.
It don't matter to me. It don't
Perfect.
matter.
It doesn't matter to him. So
It don't
back to
matter.
what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
You just
Thank
made
you for
something
It don't
clear to
matter.
me. You just made something clear to me because I didn't know. Because you fight at 10s, he fight at 8s.
Yeah, your
You understand
guys'
what I'm saying?
side.
So I'm like 12
I can
ounces. He's
show
giving
the
up
emails and the screenshots.
I
You
get
guys
that.
asked for 12 ounces.
It's part of negotiation. I get it.
No,
I
let's
wasn't
do
aware
it.
of
10
that.
ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's going to make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted.
Dana White again spoke openly about Jake Paul's opponent choices, criticizing him for targeting fighters outside his size range. He said Paul should fight people closer to his own weight, noting that when Paul finally faced someone on his level, he couldn't deliver. White called the Davis matchup one-sided, arguing that while Davis is a much better boxer, his smaller size makes it nearly impossible to knock Paul out. According to White, Paul's physical advantage limits Davis's chances, as he'll struggle to close the gap and land the kind of shots that could end the fight.
Gervonta Davis. It's like when you
Who do you got?
you guys need to fight guys your fucking same size. You know what I mean?
Straight up ignored.
When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive fucking dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm gonna hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a fucking bomb of an overhand right one time. And you fucking ate it. You ate that punch.
Logan's like proud of it. He's like, yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I ate that punch from a 140-pounder. You're damn right, dude. Now, granted, it's Floyd Mayweather, but you're still 200 pounds, dog. You know what I mean? This is why, and I agree with Dana on this, this is why the Gervonta fight makes no sense to me. Because even, yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had, but even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out. So what are we even doing? Where's the idea of this gonna, where's the idea that Gervonta's even gonna hurt him? He may hurt him to the body, you know, whatever. Jake doesn't want to throw as much, but I don't see him one punch knocking Jake out. And, you know, the same thing was kind of said with Logan. Like, okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably gonna outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, you know, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals, and when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, you know, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate bouts.
Reports suggest Gervonta Davis has been steadily bulking up for his training camp. He's now walking around close to 160 pounds, even though he's never weighed more than 135 in an official fight. This brings him nearer to the catchweight agreed for his exhibition with Jake Paul, reducing one of Paul's biggest advantages. The extra weight could improve Davis's punch resistance and power, helping him take harder shots and hit back with more force. Though still lighter than the limit, his progress shows he's serious about stepping up and showing a stronger, more durable version of himself.
Yeah, Gervonta Tank Davis, it's my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Most experts think Jake Paul will face a rude awakening once he shares the ring with Gervonta Davis. They point out that Davis isn't just strong. He's a complete technician who's faced the best, mastering timing, distance, and movement. Paul is still learning, but Davis's precision means one clean shot could change everything. Analysts add that Paul's defense remains basic, his reactions predictable, and his ring experience limited at this level. The gap in skill and experience, they say, could decide the outcome long before the final bell.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all gonna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilaquiles.
Teddy Atlas considers Gervonta Davis one of the most well-rounded fighters in boxing today. He praises Davis not only for his power and finishing ability, but also for his timing, counterpunching, and mental sharpness. Atlas describes him as calm, strategic, and always thinking ahead instead of relying on brute strength. He believes these traits make Davis the kind of fighter capable of handling someone like Jake Paul, whose improvement is clear but whose style still lacks the technical depth to match an elite boxer.
A real boxer, a real world champion boxer, that the only other time he was in, for the fans to get mad with that, was against Fury's, Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound for pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195 pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news, Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. They were catch weights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be comparing him with this because he's so special. But, I mean, where Sam Langford beat heavyweights. He fought from lightweight to heavyweight and beat heavyweights. I mean, they're back in the day when you had a lot of great fighters fighting each other in catch weights. You did have some smaller guys fight bigger guys, and you had them. You had success in spots. So I'm half with tongue in cheek, but I'm half serious because I've been in the boxing business 50 years.
Analyst Luke Thomas also gave his opinion on the big matchup. While recognizing Davis's knockout power and top-tier skills, he noticed Davis seemed uninterested during media events. His energy at press conferences appeared low, as if he viewed the fight as business rather than a true challenge. Thomas warned that this attitude could cost him, suggesting that underestimating Paul's motivation might create unexpected trouble, even if Davis is the clear favorite on paper.